Definitely one of the better kisses that I have seen in any of the Korean content that I've been watching since I started Korean content. Hi people, welcome back. If it's your first time, my name is Talia Diwali. This is DISBYDEM. Today we're talking about King the Land. This is gonna be a review, so be sure to leave a comment, like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you know when I post new videos. And let's just get into it because I liked it. But I have thoughts. Anywho, I have a blurb here, kind of like, I don't know, it's a write-up because I wanted to do this properly. Sorry, I'm going to be shaking you guys because you're on the table. I wanted to do this properly, and I'll just be interjecting as we go. So, the plot overview is King the Land tells the story of Gu-won, the rich, aloof heir of the King group, and Sarang. Oh, I just realized that his whole name was Guwon, so he only has. Oh, okay. Sarang, a warm-hearted, hardworking hotelier. She concierge, I think, is what she was calling herself. It's the classic opposites attract theme. I wouldn't really say opposites attract, if I'm being honest, because they weren't really that opposites, and they weren't enemies. I mean, they started out rocky, but he definitely fell for her before she fell for him. Guwon and Sarang find themselves tangled up not only in business but in a budding romance. The show leans heavily on rom-com tropes, which brings both its charm and predictability. Now, I will tell you that, like I said, it's mixed for me. I like it. I like it enough that I'm actually rewatching it again. I'm on episode 8 again. That's how much I like it. Also, this should have been the first thing that I said. Definitely one of the better kisses that I have seen in any of the Korean content that I've been watching since I started Korean content. Top 2 for sure. In fact, I think it's number 1. I don't know. We all know that Korean kissing is not. It's always PG. It gives PG. It always, every single time it gives, this is my first kiss. So it doesn't always work for me. But I don't care because that's not why I'm there. But in this one, I was like, okay, they're gonna kiss. And then when they started kissing, I was like, oh, hold up. Wait a minute. Let me put my 2 steps in it. Every single time that they would make out, it was nice. It was cute. It wasn't difficult to watch. Korean kisses, no offense. I know nobody really talks about this, but they're a little difficult to watch because they give first kiss. I'm not really sure what I'm doing here, but let's just smoosh lips and it will work. This was not giving that. So shout out to the actors. I don't know if it was their chemistry. I don't know if he taking lessons. I just don't know. But it worked. And every time they would make out, I was there. I was grabbing my popcorn, guys. I was like, yes, you get that, girl. Anywho, so chemistry and warmth. Let's start with the good. Chemistry and warmth. One of the things that stands out is the palpable chemistry. I just talked about it with their kiss. The dynamic between them, honestly, it was warm and there was a lot of heart in both their characters. Usually, I would like one and maybe not the other. But I liked each person in this. I liked him, I liked her, and I liked them together. I watched Business Proposal after this. And, guys, thoughts. I have thoughts. That one, can't stand him. No, I wouldn't say I can't stand him. He wasn't my favorite. But I loved her. Coming back to King the Land, we're not talking about Business Proposal. We'll do that one in a separate review. So the dynamic between them, it was good. Even from their bickering and misunderstandings to the small moments of vulnerability and growth, the two of them, they give you something to root for. You want them to work. You just want it to come together seamlessly. And I love that about the entire series. That was honestly, another thing that I loved, another good in the entire series is the fact that they weren't harboring on the fact that she was a concierge and he was, a chobble, basically, like the son of the president or whatever it is, the son of the chairman. It was never a question of, oh, how did she get him? They never brought that up. And I appreciate that. I mean, they did it once, but they didn't focus on it. Not like in other series. I'm trying not to say Business Proposal because I just watched that one, and honestly, it's kind of the same plot. Let's call it split. I'm trying not to compare them. I'm not comparing them, but like most of the other ones, it's always, oh, how did this regular employee, get the chairman's son? And they didn't lean into that in this, and I loved it. She even addressed it once with her friend, and she was like, I'm an employee, he's the chairman, and the son, and the friend was like, so does that make you beneath him? Like, are you not equals? And I just really enjoyed that. I enjoyed the fact that they left all of that, because whenever they do it in other series, they can get so nasty with the gossip and the comments. And I know that these things happen, but it doesn't always have to be that is the problem. They had some other major problems in this, which I can appreciate, and I love that they focused on them and the other things going on around them. So loved it. Let's go into character analysis right now. Gu-won, the classic cold, reserved CEO with a deep side. Obviously, he always has a deep side. I think his character was fully developed. However, his storyline is what I think lacked for me, because there's this whole thing where he's trying to trace his mom, and then there's this whole thing where he's fighting his sister, to take over the family business. And I was like, decide, are you finding your mother or are you fighting the sister? They tried to split focus. In fact, they didn't. They split the focus, which kind of watered down both ends for me. Because by the time he was finding his mom, I was like, okay, so what was all that for if she was just there in the shadows waiting for him all this time? And by the time the sister relinquished, let's say control per se, it's like, okay, all that for nothing, and your son smiles at you and that's all you're gonna take? Like, it wasn't done proper. I think they should have focused on one thing, and I feel like maybe they should have focused on his sister more, and the mother thing should have just been like, we don't know where she is, I always wonder, but there's nothing I can do about it. And then when the mom shows up in the end, it's like this grand, beautiful reunion where it is what it is. Your father did this to me, but this is where I am now. I'm here to support you and to make sure you get the happiness that you deserve. I feel like that would have been a better storyline for them, because the sister as the villain was beautiful. I think this woman had everything to make a wonderful, perfect villainess for the entire series. But because they kept pulling them in different directions, it really did, there was no focus in it. And by the time she's like, okay, I'm going to focus on my son, it's like, really? That's all it took? You've been fighting this boy for over 20 years and that's all it took? In fact, all of his life, so maybe 30 years, and that's all it took? Didn't make sense to me. Back to Gu-won's character. So he's played by Jun-Ho, and I think he managed to bring a charm and charisma to the role, and he was able to bring on layers as well and create a very straightforward character. I loved it. He is handsome too. He was very handsome. So as soon as he got on the scene, you're like focused and like, yeah, there. And I loved that character growth of, we first see him, he's stoic, his face doesn't shift, he's very much unhappy, you can tell, but he's dealing with the cards that life has dealt him. And then as he gets to know Sarang, you see the chink like breaking, and you see more of his character coming through and more of who he is seeping through. You see him smile, then laugh, his amazement at all the new things that she helped him experience. It was beautiful. I think the character was done seamlessly. And that's the reason why I keep rewatching it, because of the characters. Him and Sarang are the reason, and the friends, they're the reasons that I keep coming back to this series. And they're the reason why I would recommend the series at the end of this review. Moving on to Sarang. Also, sorry, let's go back to Gu-won. This man, I don't think we ever saw him without a suit. Maybe once we saw him without the suit, but he always had these dapper, beautiful, gorgeous, tailored suits on him. And it had to be uncomfortable. There's no way. His tie was always like to his neck. There's no way that was comfortable throughout the entire filming of this series. But I can appreciate a well-dressed man, and he was very much well-dressed throughout the whole thing. And so was Sarang. Fashion was on point for this. I loved it. So now moving into Sarang. Sarang is the quintessential rom-com heroine. Bright, optimistic, hardworking. Sarang's kindness and determination, they make her very likable and relatable. Definitely relatable. She's the one who is hated every single place that she goes to work, but manages to persevere and come out on top each and every single time, because she's just that pure person. She's pure. She doesn't have one malicious bone in her body, and it always comes through in the end. So you have no other option but to fall or like this girl. She's played by Im Yoon-A, and I think the actress definitely brought a lot of emotional depth to this character. Yes, Serang is smiling all the time, but she also has this thing that she's dealing with, with the death of her mom, not knowing. I think she didn't know who her dad was, or her dad left, or something like that. Having this grandmother that she has to take care of. Like, there was a lot going on with her, but it doesn't show in how she shows up work wise for her friends and a relationship. Also, never have I like anticipated someone eating in a show ever before. Every time that Sarang would eat something, she would make this sound, and it just brought warmth and joy and a smile to my face every bloody time. There was also this one scene where her grandmother was talking to her. They'd gone to visit, and her grandmother was like, "You're so happy." And the giggle, oh my God, this actress is phenomenal, and she should be giving all the chops, all the awards. Just give it to her, give it to them. They smashed it. I love her. And I really like that. The two of them together, they gave it, the fireworks were fireworking for them. And I absolutely love it. The supporting characters, all the friends and the secretary, plus even the haters, love them all. They really did come together to create this seamless bundle of perfection of chemistry within the cast. And it worked so well, so well. Her friends having their own, life troubles here and there, and them dealing with that also on the background. It also gave you something to hook onto every single episode where the main leads were not on the screen. Because sometimes it's hard. Sometimes you fall in love with the supporting characters and not the main leads. Sometimes you fall in love with the main leads and not the supporting character. But I feel like there's something to like about everybody that was put on our screen in this. And I can appreciate hard work when I see it. I think they put a lot of hard work into this. Like I said, it's only that, tug of war between which obstacle Gu-won was facing. I think that was the only thing that kind of put a damper on the story. But other than that, I really did like it. So predictability and pacing. Obviously, it is predictable. I think all Korean drama series are predictable to some point. They meet, either they hate each other and they fall in love, either they don't know each other, they fall in love, either they fall in love at first sight. Then they go through the obstacles. Sometimes they have to separate and then come back, and in the end they still get together. I feel like predictability should be taken off the table when it comes to K-dramas, honestly, unless it's like a mystery, murder, or any of those other ones. Then if it's a romance K-drama, predictability should be taken off the table. Pacing was good. Like I said, I'm rewatching it on episode 8, and I enjoy each and every episode. Not to dump on Business Proposal, but by episode 8 of Business Proposal, I was like, what are we doing? What is happening? Where did the story go? The story has left the chat because I didn't know what I was watching anymore. So in King the Land, I think that the pacing was done well. Overall, it was just that plot line for Gu-won, where it's like, what are we doing? Which obstacle are we heading, like facing head on? And that was the only thing that was, polarizing for me in the entire series. Overall, it's an easy watch. Honestly, it shines. It's a feel-good, virtually pleasing rom-com. Every room they take you into is beautiful. Their chemistry is gorgeous to see. You can almost see the aura of them falling in love with each other, and just the way that comes together, I love it. The way that he fought for her, I think the storyline for them was perfectly written. Honestly, I can't complain. And again, not to dump on Business Proposal. God, this poor show. They definitely did a better job here for the romance of the main leads than they did in Business Proposal. I love it. It just makes it easy to binge, is what I'm trying to say. So if you're looking for a drama that's more about escapism, comfort, and rather than one that is heavy themed, I think this is a very good choice for you. If you're okay with predictable plots, which is all K-dramas, and you just want the show with a sweet romance, warm vibes, humor, it was humorous up the wazoo. I was laughing every episode. Not gonna lie, the moments with the secretary were hilarious. Moments with the main leads, very funny. Moments with her roommates, oh, very nice. Their kissing moments were perfection. This is what it's what the watch. So if you haven't seen it, definitely check it out. It's streaming on Netflix. Obviously, it's a Netflix original, so it will be on Netflix for as long as Netflix wants to keep it there. Definitely recommend this. I'm not really sure. Yeah, I don't know. I really kind of went different ways with it, but I really liked it, and that's the summary of what I'm trying to say here. So you guys check it out if you want. Hopefully the review did something for you. Obviously there were spoilers, but yeah, it is what it is, guys. Be sure to like the video. Leave your comments. Let me know what else you'd think that I would enjoy. I'm actually really loving watching these on the background and doing reviews and just talking it out. I'm enjoying that very much. Like I said, I finished Business Proposal. I'm watching Eternal Love right now. That one is Chinese. And I'm going to be doing Love Village. Love Village is Japanese, but that's a reality TV show. But it's streaming on Netflix. Season 2 just came out, so I'm going to be doing that, and I'm super excited for that one. But yeah, leave your comments, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!